Kimberly and I am so excited! Today is my first book haul and my first unboxing. I have a box here of books that I ordered to be sent here to college, and I also ordered like 10 books, but I sent them home. Not here, where I have to write papers and take exams and finish off senior year on a good note. Not here. I don't have that sort of self-control. But I will be able to read those this summer when I get home, and I'm so excited because some of the books that I sent to myself at home are the Mistborn trilogy, but not talking about those right now, not thinking about those. Otherwise, I'll just want to read them because I miss my bookshelf so much. All my books are at home, but I have a few books here at school. The reason I don't have that many books at school is that I don't have that sort of self-control. So I had like a very, very strict no books that are not for school ban on myself for college. And I was really good about it for the first 3 years because I prevented myself from having anything that could allow me to have the temptation to be reading. So I didn't bring any books with me, and that is how I tried to force self-control on myself. But then this year, well, I studied abroad in the fall, and then I came back to school for winter and spring quarter. My school's on the quarter system, so it's like trimesters. And I don't know what happened. It was horrible. I just started binge reading all over the place. Last quarter, before finals week, I had about a week and a half or two, that amount of time, I read about 14 books, and that was a week or two before finals, so that was really bad. But what can I say? So now I have been reading a lot more. So I have one book that I got last month that I've already read, and then I have this box of books from Amazon that I'm opening right now. I meant to save these books a few more days before I open them because I was supposed to have a paper due tonight by midnight, but I just got an email from my professor saying that the deadline has been extended 2 days, and so I said, it's an excuse, and I'm going to open them. So yes, I am opening them right now. So I have my scissors, my box, and you can't see it, but I'm going to open it. So exciting! This lack of self-control feels really good right now. Okay, so I tipped over my camera. Too much excitement! Okay, so I think it's back now. It's back where it should be. Okay, so got rid of that. I got the box open, and I'm going to take out the books. The first book I have is The Fault in Our Stars. I have not read this yet. Everyone has read this, and I have not. And I've been wanting to read it for a really long time, but I've been putting it off because, first of all, I didn't have the book before, but also because it's about a girl who has cancer, and I know that that's not just what it's about, but I didn't want to be like all sad and depressed, so that's why I didn't read it. But I heard it's really uplifting and a really good book, and I've seen everyone's reviews on it, and it sounds amazing. And the reason I ended up ordering it just now was because I actually came across on John Green's channel a video of him reading the first chapter of it, and then another video of him reading the second chapter. And so I started listening to him reading the first chapter and the second chapter, and it was so good! And so, of course, I had to get it to find out what happens and to read it, and it sounds amazing. And I've actually never read a John Green book before. Can you believe that? I haven't. I just read so much fantasy that I haven't read many, like, contemporary books. But yes, I am so excited about this. Okay, so put that one down. The next book that I have is Dark Triumph. This is the second book in the His Fair Assassins trilogy. The third book is coming out later this fall or late summer, And the reason I have the second book is because the book that I got last month is the first one, Grave Mercy. So this book was really good. I really enjoyed it. It's about a girl who, she's kind of in a bad situation. It's in medieval France, and so she's been married off to this really horrible person, and it's not a good living environment. Her father was abusive. Her future husband is going to be, he's a pig farmer, and he's just like really rough, and she's in a bad situation. And so she actually gets saved by some people who recognize that she is a daughter of death. The town she was in had been kind of superstitious about her because they kind of knew, they were superstitious because it was rumored that she was a daughter of death. These people helped steal her away on the day of her wedding and took her to a convent. This takes place in France in medieval times, but it's in Brittany. France was like the enemy because Brittany wanted to stay its own country and France was trying to invade. So at this time also there are the old religions and then Christianity, and so the old religions, they have gods, but they kind of call them saints now that Christianity has come in there, so that they're still allowed to worship those gods, but they're called the old saints. Death is one of the old saints, or one of the previous gods before Christianity came into this region. So there's a convent for the daughters of death, and so she's taken there, and they said, we can give you this new life and you can be an assassin. So I forgot to say before, this book is about an assassin. So she becomes an assassin, she trains for years, and as a daughter of death, she can see when someone's going to die. So she sees a mark on them. For example, a blacksmith was killed by being kicked in the face by a horse. A week before that, she sees a dark shadow on his face in the shape of a horseshoe. So she can see when someone's going to die and when death has marked that person to die. She is basically tasked with carrying out death's work. One of her missions that she has is that she goes undercover to kind of watch this guy who is maybe a threat to the government of Brittany. They don't know. He's kind of a higher up, and he was in a situation that made them think he could be a traitor, but they don't know. So she has gone undercover to see what's up, and if they order her to eventually, then she's gonna have to kill him. But it happens so that she starts to fall for him. So we're gonna have to see if they order her to kill him, what is she gonna do? That's this book. I read this last month and I really, really enjoyed it. So then that's Grave Mercy. Second book is Dark Triumph. This focuses in on another one of the characters from Grave Mercy, but it tells her story. I'm really, really excited to read this. And the third one, the story of another one of the characters, but that is coming out later this year. So I'm excited to read this, and I'm excited to read that. So the last book I have is Joseph Campbell's The Hero with 1,000 Faces. I'm just going to read for you guys the inside cover here. Since its release in 1949, The Hero with 1,000 Faces has influenced millions of readers by combining the insights of modern psychology with Joseph Campbell's revolutionary understanding of comparative mythology. By the way, if you guys did not know, I am obsessed with mythology. I love mythology. I love reading about mythologies from all the different regions of the world, and I love seeing how they compare to each other. Like, some of the stories really, really translate, and I like to think about how different cultures adopt the mythologies of other cultures, and I like to see what can the similarities we see in myths tell us about the human condition. Why did myths come about in the first place? It's really, really something that I love. So I'm super, super excited about this book. It's basically comparative mythology and looking into the insights it can give us in the human condition. It says in these pages, Campbell outlines the hero's journey, a universal motif of adventure and transformation that runs through virtually all the world's mythic traditions. He also explores the cosmogenic cycle, the mythic pattern of the world creation and destruction. As relevant today as it was when it was first published, The Hero with 1,000 Faces continues to find new audiences in fields ranging from religion and anthropology to literature and film studies. The book has also profoundly influenced creative artists, including authors, songwriters, game designers, and filmmakers, and continues to inspire all those interested in the inherent human need to tell stories. I love anthropology, and I especially love mythology, so I'm really excited to read this. It is not a fiction book, it's more of an anthropology book, but I am super, super, super excited to read this. So, those are all the books from my haul. My box is empty, and I am super excited to read some of these, but I have to have self-control. Self-control is necessary because I still have that paper due in 2 days, and an application for graduate school and a bunch of other stuff, so self-control. Self-control is needed. But anyway, thank you guys, and maybe comment down below if you have gotten any books recently that you are really enjoying, and if you are interested in any of these books, then you should definitely check them out. Also, I'm gonna link below the links to the videos of John Green reading the first 2 chapters of The Fault in Our Stars that I mentioned in the video in case you want to see that. Yeah, thank you guys, bye!